Hello everyone, welcome back after a long period of time because in West Bengal today we have some problem regarding this Amphan thunderstorm and cyclone and this COVID-19. So anyway, again I start doing this video, hope you like it. So today's class we try to discuss a new topic which I have not discussed before, which is called Laplace transform. Now this topic is important not only for BSc, MSc and all these things. This topic is important for engineering aspect also. So I am doing this. Let's start. So what is the main thing? When I say some transformation is that, what is the meaning of transformation? So the transformation meaning is that if one region or something is given, from there you change it to in a different shape or in a different matter. That is called transformation. So that is, you change the present situation of something to another one. So here also we will be doing the same thing in Laplace transformation. So some function will be given to us and we will change it to a completely different function. Now let me give another idea. This transformation is invertible. What is the meaning of invertible? Suppose there is 500 gram of ice is there. So from ice you melt it, you get water. Now whatever water you are getting, if after freezing, if you are getting the same amount of ice, that means whatever is there originally, that is converted or that is transformed to water, and again from water we can come back to this original position. This is called invertible transformation. That is, you get the original thing by doing the inverse process. So Laplace transform is some kind of transform. So we'll discuss that in detail in this lecture and in some remaining few lectures. So let's start. So say there is a function ft and we want to take the transformation of ft. L stands for Laplace transform. So the rule is that this will be 0 to infinity e to the power minus st ft dt. Understand? So what is the rule? This is one indefinite integral, that is 0 to infinity e to the power minus st into the function whichever you want to transform. Now look into this one. Here s is a complex number. Now look into this one. Suppose this integration is with respect to t. So after doing this integration you get a function of t and s. Now there is a lower limit 0, there is an upper limit infinity. So if you put infinity and 0, you have to put in the place of t only, because the integration is with respect to t. So no t will be there in the final answer. The final answer, all the t will be replaced by either infinity or by 0. So basically this will becoming a function of s. So many people are writing this in many notation. So in broad sense, if I say something is a Laplace transform, that means this formula will be coming in the picture. That's what is the Laplace transform. It is denoted by L of ft, or sometimes it is denoted by L of s, f of s, or f s bar. These three are the same. So this means integration 0 to infinity e to the power minus st ft dt. Okay, so I think the definition is clear. Now let us look some of the application of this or some of the formula. Say, so for Laplace transform you need to know some basic formula like derivative and integration. So say, what is Laplace transform of k, where k is a constant? So let us try to find that. So if I go for the formula L of k, it should be 0 to infinity e to the power minus st into k dt. Now k is a constant, so it will came out of the integration sign, and e to the power minus st, the integration will be e to the power minus st divided by minus s, and the limit will be 0 and infinity. So basically we have got minus k by s. If you put infinity, it will be e to the power minus s into infinity minus e to the power minus s into 0. Now you see s into infinity, carefully you see this step, s into infinity, this one will move to infinity and minus infinity is there because minus sign is there. So e to the power minus infinity means this term will convert it to 0 and this term is converted to 1. So basically we have got k by s. Now that is, so it may look very simple, but there is a catch here. So e to the power minus infinity is 0, but if s is negative, then this term will be plus infinity, then we don't get any integration value, then the integration will tend to infinity, that is it will not converge to 0. So this we have to taken care of. So there, even if s is 0, that is also not possible because something divided by 0 is not defined. So what is the condition here? S must be greater than 0. So this type of questions or this type of conditions are there in many cases. So what we have learned, say L of k equals to k by s, where s greater than 0. So I hope I can able to make you understand that why if s is 0, then the denominator will be 0, so there is a problem. If s is negative, then minus s will become plus s, so this power will become plus infinity. So e to the power plus infinity means it will go to infinity directly, so we will not get this 0, so the problem will be there. So in this case s has to be greater than 0. Let us give another example. Say example number 2, L of e to the power at. So what is that? So now if I go for the same formula, this is 0 to infinity e to the power minus st e to the power at dt. Okay. So now this we can write 0 to infinity e to the power minus, if I take common, s minus a t dt. So basically if I do the integration, it will be e to the power minus s minus a t divided by minus s minus a and 0 and infinity. So if you just put infinity, it will be the first part, it will be e to the power minus infinity into s minus a divided by minus s minus a minus, the second part will be minus s minus a and it will be e to the power minus s minus a into 0. So again this part will become minus infinity, so this part will become 0, this part is becoming 1, the numerator, so the denominator will be 1 by s minus a. So here also you see we have to apply some condition. Okay, we have to apply some condition. What is the condition? You see s minus a, we have considered this s minus a as positive, so the minus sign will make this term negative. Okay, that's why if I multiply infinity, so this will give us e to the power minus infinity, but if s is less than a, then it will not happen. So here also some condition will be there, s should be greater than a. Now what will happen if s equals to a? Then also the denominator will not work. So here also the same conclusion, that s has to be greater than a, otherwise this situation will not happen. So number 2, L of e to the power at equals to 1 by s minus a is greater than a. So this is very, very important. Now if I go for say some other formula, so let me give one problem, so this will be easier for you. Say find L of ft, where ft is 0 if 0 less than t less than 1, t if 1 less than t less than 4, and 0 if t greater than 4. Okay, so don't be frightened just seeing this type of conclusion or this type of problem. Just see what will happen. We basically use the formula. And what is the formula is that L of ft equals to 0 to infinity e to the power minus st into ft dt. Now you see, in previous two problem, ft was a single function. Either it was e to the power at or it was a constant k, something like that. But here ft is a bifurcated function. That is, there are three definitions are given. So what ft look like? So if this is, if I just draw this, so 0 to infinity, this is the t axis, this is ft. So 0 to 1, 0 to, if this is 1, so this portion ft is becoming 0. 1 to 4, ft equals to t. So 1 to 4, if this is 4, ft equals to t. And after 4, it is again becoming 0. So this is the function, this, then again 0. Okay. So now what you can do, simply we bifurcate this domain. So first of all 0 to 1. So we just write 0 to 1 ft, sorry, e to the power minus st into ft. Now in 0 to 1, ft value is 0. So 0. Then 1 to 4, e to the power minus st into t, because 1 to 4 ft value is t, plus 4 to infinity e to the power minus st 0 dt, because after 4 it is getting again 0. So first term and last term will become 0. So you have to just use the product rule here, u into v form, and you get the desired answer. So you can try this one using Laplace transform. Anyway, now let me give some more problem, say, which is very important. Say L of cos at. What is that? That is, what is the Laplace transform of cosine function? Now we know cosine function can be written e power iat plus e power minus iat by 2. So this can be written half L of e power iat plus L of e power minus ia. Okay, so basically this we know from the previous one. Suppose if it's something e power at, then it will be 1 by s minus a. So here it should be 1 by s minus ia plus 1 by s plus ia. Now if you just simplify, it should be s minus ia, s plus ia, then s plus ia plus s minus ia. So it will be 2s, 2 will be dividing, so it will be s divided by a square plus a square, because I square is minus 1. So we have got L of cos at, which is s by, so this is the next formula. So formula number 3, L of cos at, this is s by a square plus a square. Similarly you get L of sin at equals to a divided by a square plus a square. Okay. Now if I want to find another one, say L of cos hyperbolic at. Now this is hyperbolic function is a different kind of function. It may look like trigonometric function, so more or less it is similar. So this is hyperbolic function can be written e power at plus e power minus at by 2. This is the formula for cosine. So again I take half common and I do the same process, e power at plus L of e power minus at. And finally, if I just simplify, it should be 1 by s minus a, 1 by s plus a. So finally, it will be s plus s minus a divided by a square minus a square. So s by a square minus a square. So here we get L of cos hyperbolic at equals to s by a square minus a square, and L of sine hyperbolic at equals to a by a square minus a square. So basically we have seen that these formulas are more or less similar. So I would request the student to try to remember this and try to practice the derivation so that you will never forget this. Now the last derivation I try to do is this, L of t power n. That is a polynomial function. What will be the Laplace transform of this polynomial function? So if I go for this, this will be 0 to infinity e power minus st into t power n dt. Now what to do? This st, if I take as x, so s dt equals to dx. So dt is basically 1 by s dx. Okay. And when t equals to 0, x equals to 0, so the limit will be 0 goes to 0, and when t equals to infinity, x will be infinity, so 0 to infinity, this is becoming e to the power minus x into x to the power n, and dt means x to the power n divided by s to the power n. So this is 1 by s to the power n plus 1, 0 to infinity e to the power minus x into x to the power n dx. Now this one, this is a special type of integral. This is known as gamma function. So this will be written like this, gamma n plus 1 divided by s to the power n plus 1. Okay. So number 7, which is most important and controversial, because in the next session we'll be doing some problem on this, so you can understand that. So L of t power n equals to gamma n plus 1 by s to the power n plus 1. So till now this one will be the first session. So today's class, what we have discussed, basically we try to discuss that what is a transformation, and after discussing the transformation we formally define what is called Laplace transform, and then we have shown some common function, that how we can find the Laplace transform of that function. So that we have started with a constant function k, we have started with exponential function e power at, then gradually we given cos function, sine function, cos hyperbolic function, sine hyperbolic function, and finally the polynomial function t power n. So that's all for this class. Next class we'll again continue this one and we'll do something new. Thank you.